What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Charles, back with another video today. And listen, guys, you already know what it is. We're back on the Forza Horizon 5. And you guys already knew that, though, because of the last video, which you hopefully watched with the Mercedes truck. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. But today we are back on the street scene today in Forza Horizon 5. So I hope you guys are ready. I know I am. I'm excited for this. So we are back on the street scene, and go ahead and smash that like button if you're ready for this, and if you've been enjoying the series so far. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you're not already subscribed, come on, what are you doing? Go ahead and subscribe. It's free. I appreciate it. Hit that bell notification so that way you don't miss the rest of this Forza series, as well as any other content uploaded to the channel. So I appreciate you guys so much. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump back into Forza Horizon 5. All right, guys, we are on Forza Horizon 5, and we're throwing things back to one of the starter cars that you get at the very beginning. We have not done a video on it yet, and I felt it only to be right to do a street scene video with this car. And I could have done one with the old Supra, which I guess I couldn't have because I don't have it in my garage yet. But I figured, why not go ahead and do it with the new school Supra. So today we have, obviously, which I didn't even look at it to be able to tell y'all, the 2020 Toyota Gr Supra. I wasn't sure if it was 2020 or 2021, but this is the 2020 Toyota Supra. And obviously I have the body kit on it, as well as the big wing on the back, and a beautiful color on it. I mean, it's a very unique color. It's got the white rims to pop to accent with it as well. So I think this is a very, very nice street scene type of car right here. So we have that for you today, and this should be a fun one. As we go into our upgrades like normal, we have it's going to be very interesting. Okay, so I'm going to click on this engine right here, and as you can see, I have a racing 7.2 liter V8, which is the same exact engine that I just had in the Mercedes truck in the last episode. So this is one of the problems that I knew I was going to have, is I can do as many videos as I want to on any of these cars, but the problem is it's the same engines in a lot of these cars. So I mean, if you guys want to see different cars, definitely let me know, because I definitely can do that. But just know that a lot of these cars are probably going to perform about the same, because a lot of these cars have some of the same engines. So this was the best engine that I could find, honestly. I mean, there was a 6.1 liter V12, but it honestly didn't have nearly as much horsepower as the other one, or as this one that I have in now. So we'll get to see the performance difference, obviously, with this engine being in the Supra instead of a big heavy truck. So that'll actually be interesting to see how it goes. And so that's the engine that we have in there. Obviously, we have the HKS body kit in there, which is obviously the HKS wing on the back as well. And I have this thing converted into all-wheel drive with a twin turbo. And I have my slick racing tires on. Let's look at the drivetrain. I have the 7-speed race transmission. Okay, so the 10-speed puts things down, but the 7-speed helps me out. So I threw the 7-speed in there, and all the upgrades are the same. So that's going to be the car today. So like always, I will see you on the drag strip. So yeah, we'll see what kind of power this thing puts down to the ground. So I'll see you guys there. All right, guys. So we're here at this drag strip like normal, and today we're gonna use one of these starter cars. Like I said in the intro, this should be a very interesting video. We're making our way around. So we obviously did the Corvette. This is the Supra. And not to give you a spoiler, but I guess you can probably guess that we will use the Bronco at some point down the line. But today, let's see what kind of power we're working with. So let's get things rolling. All right, so very fast acceleration. I may see if I can mess around with the gearing a little bit so I can increase that top speed. But very powerful car to be honest. So I'm excited to get this thing into the street scene, see what it's all about. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into it. All right, so we are here. I was looking at the Horizon Adventure to see if we had anything that we could do, and so we actually do have something we could do before, obviously the marathon, which is like the big race at the end of the street scene, just like all the other ones have like the big race at big finale at the end. But we actually do have something we can do right here, Born Fast. So we can take on the Born Fast Racing Society. So I think we will go ahead and do that. So we can go ahead and...
I think Jay just wants to show you his new car, although I have had a number of unknown callers asking about him. What's he done this time? Hola, amigo. I was talking to someone who found a classic car in a granero somewhere in this area. Would you be interested in restoring a pickup truck?
Alright, so we're on our way over here to this now. Obviously, there was a barn find thrown into that, but yeah, so on the way, I may see if I can mess with the gearing just a little bit, because it gets to seventh gear kind of fast. But you guys won't see that, but we'll get to our destination by the time, well, by the time you guys see the next cut. So I'll see you guys when we get there. Alright guys, so I've arrived at the Born Fast Horizon story. So it looks like this may be one of those things where it has like a 10 chapter storyline. So if that's the case, then obviously we will go ahead and probably do that off camera. If y'all want to see it, you don't know what to do, let me know down in the comment section. But if not, we'll probably do that off camera, and then we'll do our regular 3 street races as normal in this episode. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I actually did for my gearing. So I don't really know the specifics of this thing. So all I did was I took the original default gearing that it had on it. I took the final drive down to 3.04, and now I'm up to a 234.7 top speed, 1.692 0 to 60, 3.478 0 to 100. So all that really did was it just made the gears a little bit longer. But the main one that it changed was seventh gear. Seventh gear is is pretty long, which allows us to actually get up to that 234. So this should be a very interesting video. So I'm gonna go ahead and back out of that. We'll go ahead and jump into Pablo. So Jamin needs help with some street racers. So let's go ahead and see what it's all about.
There he is. So, some street racers just turned up.
Huh. Are they friends of yours?
No, we're not friends. And we're not street racers, Jamin. We're the Born Fast Racing Society.
Yeah, more like born rich.
Mira, amigo, you're in my country now. So throw down on the road or go home.
Racing sounds good. Let's do this.
All right.
Get to your cars then. Now, born fast. Or dead last, mi amigo. Vamos, let's go.
It seemed like they like to talk some crap. So
Before you ask, I have no idea what that guy's problem is, and I'm completely innocent.
Wait, who is this guy?
He's Tristan. Let me start from the beginning. A few years ago, I went to this midnight meetup in London. Heard it might be cool. Turns out, it was just a spoiled rich kids convention.
So you beat him in a race?
Well, yeah, but it works about it.
How come they've never been to Horizon?
You ask me. The festival could do without these types.
Steady on, Jay. Let's see if they can drive.
Corner coming up. Let's see his turning circle.
So why they give me this slow car? What is he in? Is it a Bentley Continental?
You've got skills, Pablo. We just need to get you a real street machine.
I'll build a chido hot rod from scratch. Don't worry. Mi padre will pay for everything.
No need. Come down to street scene. We'll hook you up. How about you, Tristan?
I don't think so. I'm not going to stoop to racing you. You're not even in that ridiculous Hall of Fame of yours.
Alright guys, so we are actually on our way to the first actual street race of the video. And the barn find that we got at the beginning of the video, well, it's right here. So we'll go ahead and hit this barn find, and then we'll hit this street race that is right here. So we'll hit Horizon Carretera. I don't know if I said that right, but we'll hit that after we get this find this barn find. So let's go ahead and try to look for this thing and see if we can find it. Alright, so we did end up finding it right here. Let's see what we got.
Definitely a classic camioneta. Ford F100. Let's take you back.
Okay. So, after racing those rich, spoiled brats, obviously you saw that. Let's go ahead and jump into our first race of the video with our 2020 Supra. See how this thing rolls. Alright. Here we go. First race of the video. See if we can get things done. Hey, so far I'm liking this Supra, man. This thing can go into corners pretty aggressively, and I like that. Has really good braking. Probably a little too aggressive in those corners. Here it is. Race number 1 down. Looked pretty easy. Alright, so we are coming into our second race now. See if we can make things look easy again. Ooh. Dude kind of tapped me right there. Gotta slow down a little bit harder right there. Hit the brake a little bit harder. Alright. Kind of making things look a little easy. I know I'm going to say that. I'm probably going to run off the road or something. But I'm really liking this Supra. This thing is something else. This thing might be built just a little different. Alright. That's race number 2 in the books. This Supra's looking good, man. It is looking good. Alright, guys. So we have marked our next race, which is our third and final race. And it's right up here. Pretty close to where we were at. The tunnel run. It's like, so not only did I up the difficulty, but this is a pretty... It's going to be a pretty technical race, too. There's a lot of turns. It's around the city. So not only did I make it harder for myself with the race, also up the difficulty. I was hoping I could get a piece of that Bugatti so I could take the lead on him. A little aggressive there, ain't he? Oof. Little aggressive to that corner, but I had to take the lead right there. Just have to make sure I don't mess up here. And there it is. Wow. That was a very interesting race. That was a very interesting race. All right, guys, there is the video in the books with the 2020 Toyota Supra on the street scene. And I'm not even joking, guys, when I say this. I may have found my new favorite car. So far, up to this point, I may have found my favorite car. So this 2020 Supra, I have to say, I was not expecting this when I came into it. So that racing 7.2 liter V8, very powerful, obviously. Changed the gearing around a little bit, got the top speed up to 234. But this thing is planted. It handles great. The braking is great. I mean, this thing just feels really, really good. Like, overall, top to bottom, this thing feels so good. Like, it's fast when you get in the straight line. You can hit corners pretty aggressively with the fact that it has so much grip. It's so planted. It turns very well, and the braking, obviously, so you can hit turns very aggressively in this thing. I really like this Supra. I think this may be my new favorite car. I don't know what it was before, but this thing has really, really blown me away. I'm not like, wow. I'm genuinely impressed by this Supra. I'm not even lying. So, what would you know? That one of the starter cars that you get straight off rip in this game, turns out to be one of my favorite. I didn't even use it. I decided to go with the Corvette first. But I didn't really max out the Corvette either. So maybe I ought to max that out one time and see how that goes. But this Supra was really nice. I enjoyed it really well. So hey, go ahead, go out there and try it if you already haven't. I mean, most of you probably already have. I'm not sure if this wide body kit and the big wing on the back helped at all with the like turn and the drag and whatnot. But this thing felt great, honestly. So if you haven't used it already, please, I strongly suggest you use it because it is very, very good. But that is gonna do it for today's video on the street scene. I hope you guys enjoyed. We also found a barn find in this episode, so we may use the F100 in the future, possibly. So definitely be looking forward to that. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I enjoyed it immensely. We went up in difficulty and still beat second place by almost 2 seconds. On a race that was pretty interesting too. That race was very interesting. With all the turns around the street and everything, and the bumps you go over, and going through the tunnel and everything. I really enjoyed that race as well, because it really made me stay grounded and really focus on the technical things. So I know I enjoyed the video. I hope you guys did as well. Smash the like button if you did. Okay, I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, like always. If you're new, please subscribe if you're not already. So hit that bell notification so that way you don't miss the rest of this series. After this, we will be going back to the dirt series, obviously off-road series. And then after the off-road series, we'll go back to road racing, regular road racing. So that's gonna do it for today's video, and until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace.